Hi guys, and welcome to the fourth part of how to become an Arena Grandmaster guide. Today we'll be talking about three things: experience, preparation, and mindset. This is the last part of my Arena Guide series. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm sure that after watching all of them, your game will improve immensely. So let's get started. Experience. It's obvious that you gain experience by playing games, but a lot of players they don't play games, they try to study first. So what you really need to do is study and play games, because you get a lot of experience by actually playing the game. Might be shocking for some people because they don't want to lose, don't want to burn, but really you want to play games and then you will get experience the fastest. Also, taking notes is really important, because sometimes you will forget things. Like you make a mistake, take a note that, oh, I made this mistake, I can't repeat it again. So playing games and taking notes really improves your game. Following on that, you want to play as many games as possible, which means that you should never throw the game away. If you have a really bad deck, you're just unhappy with the deck, just don't cancel the arena. Play it till the end. You can learn from that. You will play, if you have a bad deck, you might notice something that you can improve instead of like playing the best decks all the time. Also, you'll be facing different opponents, so you can notice something, what they play. Maybe they have a cool combo, so yeah, just take notes and gain experience from that. So throwing games away is a really bad thing to do, and you always want to play the games till the end. You want to finish the games, because then you get experience by playing. Maybe your opponent will do something at the end that's interesting, or maybe you will get an opportunity to finish the game and win it. So it's really important to play all the games till the end and never throw arenas away. Don't get discouraged by losing games. Losing is part of the learning curve. In the beginning you will be losing more games than winning, but eventually you will be winning more. So don't get discouraged, just try to learn from your losses. Every loss can teach you something. Sometimes your opponent is better, they have a better deck, or they have a better RNG. But you can learn something from every game, every loss. And you can learn even more from defeats than when you win, because you can try to see why you lost and prevent it from happening next time. So learn from your losses, gain experience from them, and don't get discouraged. Also, don't get discouraged by mistakes you make, because everybody makes mistakes. What's important is that do not repeat the mistake you made once. So when you make a mistake, just know that. It's important that you just don't lose the game because you made a mistake. Some people overreact, like, oh, I made a mistake, what now? I will lose this game. Just try to be calm. You made a mistake, but maybe you can recover from this. So instead of blaming yourself, why did you make it? Just look at the board state, and think, what can I do to make up for that mistake? Maybe you can still win the game. Maybe it's not over yet. So it's very important to be calm and don't be discouraged by the mistake you made, but not repeat it in the future. Don't be afraid to experiment with the decks and with the cards. Some of the people make mistake of just sticking to one class and one build. For example, you're always winning with Shaman, so every time you have a chance, you pick Shaman, build the same Shaman deck, make almost the same score. That's actually not making you a better player. You are not improving. What's good, if you can afford it, obviously, if you have gold, is to always try the new class and the new setup. Like, oh, I haven't played this kind of rogue before, so maybe I'll pick those cards. Because of that, you will learn that some setups do work and some just don't. And you will also learn how to counter those setups, because when you play a certain class with a certain setup, you learn how people win against you. Like, oh, this is the card that really bothers me, and I was losing against it a lot. So you will improve in the future, and when you are in the same situation and somebody is playing the deck you've played in the past, you will know how to counter it. So don't be afraid to experiment. Play a lot of setups, a lot of cards, try new cards, and you will become a better player thanks to that. So what's most important about gaining experience is setting small goals and taking all the learning in steps, which means that do not set your goal as 12-0 arena from the start. You will get discouraged, you won't get there, you will get frustrated. You have to have a smaller goal, like start with a 5-3 as your goal. Like, that will be a cool goal. I try to get a 5-3, that's my goal, get there, set. Then increase your goals, like 7-3, 8-3, 9-3, 12-2, possibly. Just have those goals so that you reward yourself. Like, okay, I achieved this goal. That's cool. That was my goal. I got it. Now I can improve and set a higher goal and try to get there. So it's really important, like, to track your progress, to set those goals, and take learning in steps. So maybe first learn one class, then learn another one and another one. Then you have a couple of classes that you can pick from. You know the classes, you're good with them. So you have to, like, spread your experience. It's really hard to learn everything at the same time and then set a very high goal and achieve it. Some people can do it once, but then they will repeat it and they will only get discouraged because they are not able to repeatedly get the same score, like 12 or like 12, 2, 11, 3, whatever. So this is the most important thing. Take things slowly. Preparation. So before you even sit in front of your PC, before you start the game, what you have to do is make sure that you're relaxed, that you are well fed, you slept. So you sit in front of a computer prepared, you're ready to play the game and to learn from your mistakes, from your good decisions. So preparation is something that a lot of people ignore. They just think like, okay, I just play the game, and if I'm frustrated, it doesn't matter, I will just do my best because I'm just good at the game. Well, even if you're great at the game, if you're the master, still, if you're tired, if you're frustrated, if you're hungry, you will make bad decisions and you won't even notice them. So it's really important when you play to actually have everything with you. Have some water, have some snacks, eat dinner, sleep well before the games, at night or during the day, whatever. Just have those 7 or 8 hours of sleep so that you will be able to learn as much as possible from your games and play your A game, which is the best possible game that you can play. So it's really important to have everything like this. If you're getting stressed or if you're getting tired, just take breaks. Maybe you need, like, you can play 1 hour straight and then you have to take like 10-15 minute break. Go outside, have some fresh air, then come back and you'll play the best game again, your A game again. And it's very important to keep this in mind because this will increase your performance and your learning capacity and capabilities. So yeah, just keep it in mind. Mindset. So mindset is a set of skills that you have and you need to acquire, as well as number of mental barriers that you have and you need to overcome. So the first thing I want to talk about with regards to mindset is that a lot of players are afraid to lose. And what it means is that they get frustrated when they are in a tight spot. They really are frustrated about losing. So what you need to do here is you need to relax mostly and think about it, that the game needs to be fun. The game has to be fun. And if the game is not fun for you, you're probably doing something wrong. So first ensure that the game is fun and then focus on playing. And the losses, as mentioned before, they are just a natural thing that comes with the learning curve. You just play the game and you will lose a couple of games. That's for sure. And the thing about this guide and like improving yourself is that you will eventually win more games than you lose. So I'm not saying that it's easy to not get frustrated about the losses, because there are different reasons. Sometimes you lose to RNG, sometimes your opponent just had the better cards. So what I want you to learn is to relax every time you lose and to accept the losses as something that's natural. And then it might be easier for you to actually move forward and win more games and make good decisions when it matters. And now comes the tricky part, because if you want to win games and if you want to consistently win more games than you lose, every time you start a game, you have to be certain that you are going to win it. You have to know that you are going to win it. Even if it's against the odds, if your opponent has a better deck, if the matchup is bad, you have to program yourself that you are going to win this match. You can't think about the loss. And what it means is that when you win, you will have a bit less satisfaction because you are so certain that you are going to win that it will just come naturally. But if you lose, it will be even tougher because you are so certain that you're going to win the game and you lose. So you have to quickly reprogram yourself that it happened. You don't have to tell yourself that it was a mistake, like or that you did something wrong. It's like you have to quickly drop that game to not affect you. And well, in Hearthstone it's good because you can take your time. Like if you lose the game, you can just take a break, go outside and relax, and then come back. You don't have to play another game immediately after you lose. But in a lot of situations, like after the loss, you will have to really drop the game at that point and play another game, and again think about winning it 100%. So thinking about winning gives you a higher chance to actually win the game, because till the end of the game you will be thinking about doing something to win it and getting all the opportunities to win the game. If you think about losing, or that you have a chance to lose, or you feel like losing the game, you will have a higher chance to actually lose the game, because your subconsciousness will tell you stuff that you have to do, and you will make bad decisions. So it's really important to think about winning and to learn about thinking to win. It's not easy. It's like, oh, I will win this game. It's if you tell yourself something like this, it doesn't work that way. You have to convince yourself that you're absolutely going to win the game, and then win it. And it works. It worked for me in the past, and it works for a lot of people. So that's the lesson. Another thing I want to bring to your attention is that you're playing Hearthstone against real people, against normal guys who just sit in front of their computers. And a lot of players, a lot of new players, they have this mental barrier. When they face a known opponent like Trump or Crip or Hafu, they immediately think that they will lose, because obviously those players are great arena players. They know what they are doing. So yeah, like you, for example, you started playing Hearthstone like a month ago, and they play all the time for what, half a year? So you think like, oh, I'm playing against Trump or Crip or Hafu, so I will lose the game. That's not true. They are great, and their win percentage is probably around 60-70%. And what that means is that they lose 30 to 40% of their games. So instead of thinking that you will lose, just take your chance, play your A game, do your best, and you have a good chance to actually win the game against them. So don't be afraid of known people, or don't be afraid of people that you consequently lose against. Sometimes you will have this one guy, and every arena you play, you lose against that guy. So you play him for the third time, and you'll think, oh, he will again have, I don't know, double Tyrion Fordring or whatever. Don't think like that. This is a normal guy, and you'll be able to win against him. And always think about it. It ties to what I was talking about, thinking about winning. This time again, you have to be certain that you're going to win, regardless of who you face. So again, you have to keep it in mind. And well, playing against Trump, Crip, or Hafu is great. Like you can learn a lot just by playing against them. So yeah, think about it and keep it in mind. RNG. So a lot of players are getting frustrated about RNG in Hearthstone. They think like everything is decided by RNG. There is no skill, RNG only. That's obviously not true. What you have to do about RNG is you have to accept it. RNG is present in the game. It's present in the draws you get, in the draws your opponent gets. Some cards have a higher RNG value, like Mad Bomber, or Grandmaster, or Not Bagel. If you lose because of an RNG, well, that happens. It's all about the volume. The more games you play, the more RNG will even out, and your skill will come up on top. So if you lose a game because of RNG, you just need to laugh. Just accept it and laugh it out. Like, it happened. It's funny, because if your opponent had like 5% to kill you, and he hit with Ragnaros, and you just had 8 life and a full board, he plays Ragnaros and he hits you, well, that's actually funny. You can make a movie out of it and put it on YouTube. There is no need to get frustrated. Well, you can play another game, And if you play more, maybe you'll be in the same situation. Maybe you will hit, like maybe in a year, but still, it will happen. So just every time RNG is not in your favor, be calm about it. It happens. It's a natural thing in this game, in card games overall. And yeah, you'll come on top eventually. RNG will be in your favor in some games. And if it's not, well, you're playing against the odds, but that's the game. Just prove to everybody and to yourself that you can still win without RNG, just using your skill. And if somebody's lucky, let them be. Let them be lucky and just be happy with them. Those are the funny situations. You don't have to be frustrated about them. So, yeah. And if you're hard on emotions and you really are getting frustrated, well, take breaks after those games. And that's the best advice I can give you. Just if you're really frustrated about RNG, instead of writing on the forums, just take a break after the game and then play another game. And I wish you to have less RNG in another game that you play. And the last thing I want to mention is that you can always reset your mindset after the game. If you got too frustrated, if you're irritated, if you really hate what's happening, just stop. Just get outside, fresh air, water. Even if you're tired, you can still do it. It's a skill. Getting up and stopping the play and just resetting yourself, it's a skill that not many players have. A lot of players make a mistake to try to play another game and another game and another game. If they're frustrated, they play even more and then they lose more and lose again and lose again. They don't learn anything. If you got frustrated, if you're a very emotional person, just take breaks and stop playing when you're frustrated. Then relax and get back, play again. That's very important to control your emotions and yourself. And that's basically it about the mindset. That's it, guys. That's the end of the 4th part of my arena guides. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I got a lot of positive feedback about those videos, so I'm going to release more content in the future, that's for sure. If you want to see it, just follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Facebook, and I hope to see you soon in the future.